Well, welcome back to Ted Talks Guitars and Life. Hey, if you like this kind of content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. That just lets me know that somebody is out there watching. All right, well, I thought a deeper dive into this guitar would be appropriate. I did the unboxing and the camera was a million miles away, so you couldn't see anything really close up. So I figured we'll do some close-up stuff. I mentioned the instruction manual that you get with the guitar. It's full glossy pictures. I don't know how much it costs to print that. And the other thing that I don't know is, man, how much of the cost of this kit. The kit lists on Amazon today for $129. Again, I don't have an affiliate link. I don't get any money from Amazon. If you do or don't purchase this, you do you, man. If this is something you want to check out, check it out. But the point of what I'm saying is, at the $129 price point, now I did have a coupon, so I called it a $119 guitar because that's what I paid for it. But I wonder how much of the $129 sticker price is you paying for this instruction manual, which, as I mentioned in the unboxing vid, I'm not going to look at. Actually, you know, I did look through it, front and back. It's got strap models and tele models and LP models. What it doesn't have is a spec sheet anywhere. So what I did is I went out to the Amazon site and I collected as many specs as I could, just so you've got all the information that I can give you about it. So the brand is, again, Fesley guitars. And this is a brand that I mentioned in the unboxing. I've only seen a couple of Fesley guitars on the tubes. Of course, I'd never gone really searching for them exhaustively. And I did see one brother talking about a kit build telly. And that's what got me thinking, well, maybe what I can do is get a kit. It'll be easier to just start off bare wood and move into painting this burnt orange for my grandson. So I didn't want to buy another telly that was painted, have to strip it, and then worry about painting. So they call this a natural color. I mentioned in the unboxing video that it's got a little bit of a satiny, I mean, you could tell kind of a luster there. And what you can also tell just in a close-up is just sort of the inconsistency of the coloring. And if you really were had this in hand, you can kind of track the places where the satin finishes. It's not that it's hit and miss, it's just not even. And so it's got a lot of waves in it and all that. None of that really matters for me, but it might matter for you. That'll give you an indication here. So here's 3 pieces of wood that you can clearly see that are being used. Anyway, none of that matters to me because I am going to sand it down, get it ready for paint, primer and paint, and go to town on this bad boy. So I also mentioned the neck. So so the neck on the website, by the way, they did say this was a Poplar body, and so that excuse me, solves the wood mystery. Couple mysteries here though with the neck. One mystery is that this is supposed to be Canadian maple, hard Canadian maple, as they say. And again, Fesley, what I have seen on a couple of their vids that other guys have done is that they put their name on almost every part of the guitar. This is the Fesley Deluxe Edition. I don't know what makes it a Deluxe Edition. So let's kind of walk through this a little bit with you though. So the Canadian maple neck, it is smooth. It is smoother and feels better than the Fojill budget and the Demusea budget and some of the other budgets that I've bought. So it's very very nice feeling. It's not sticky at all. It's a little bit thinner too. That's a technical term, thinner too, than the Fojill and the Demusea. So I kind of like the neck thickness. I like that it feels good in the hand. It's easy to get around on it. And I mentioned in the unboxing, there are no sharp fret edges whatsoever. None at all. Zero. I do have a fret rocker, and I'm not afraid to use it. I did make sure that the neck was straight off camera, and I was doing something else, and I thought, well, let me just check that out in between uploading something. So anyway, I did that. So we may do some fret rocking and rolling here in a minute. But check this out. So the fretboard material is called Techwood. Man, please put in the comments, does anybody know what Techwood is? I don't know what that means. My suspicion is that this means some kind of engineered or prefabbed wood. So not actually wood. I don't know though. And then I don't know if you can tell the frets. Amazon specs say these frets are copper. I've never heard of such a thing. But they look, you probably can't tell on camera as much, but in person, they look like brass. I mean, well, duh, they look like copper. And so that's very interesting. I mentioned in the unboxing that all of the electronics are pre-wired and have this sort of plug-and-play connectivity to them. And so you've got your basic, magnet, ceramic neck pickup. You got your bridge plate, and again, this is what I meant when I said it's not an ashtray bridge. So an ashtray bridge plate means that this would have sides on it. And I said in another video recently, a lot of people don't know what an ashtray is these days with all the vaping and whatnot. But anyway, so yeah, and it's got the three screw holes into the body on the back, on the end of the guitar, and then 2 up front. And it is a top loading. It's not a string through body. So again, you'll see that the neck and the bridge pickup both have this sort of pre-wired tabs for plug and play on them. And then when you get down to the control panel, you've got your basic box switch. It feels like any box switch I've ever felt on any budget guitar. It's got YARP pots, or is that YARF? I think it's a P. YARP. Anyway, dime size pots, green chiclet. So yeah, and again, I say every time I do an unboxing and look at a budget guitar, if dime size pots and a box switch are functional for you, and the guitar that you're playing sounds good to your ears, feels good in your hands, makes you want to pick it up and play, rock on with your bad selves, man. Don't upgrade anything unless your ear tells you something needs to change. Okay. Now, the pots feel pretty good. They're not stiff. They're not super loose. The buttons are not wobbly. The knobs are not wobbly, so that got that going for it. You got your basic nondescript closed back tuners, just standard fare for an import. You got your bridge plate that is has a metal and a plastic backing, and again, a lot of people when they use these, when they get a budget, or they get any guitar really, whether it's budget or not, A lot of people like to not use the plastic and just go straight to the body without this piece for better connectivity to the body. And I actually do that myself on a lot of my guitars. So we got that. And then I mentioned you've got a bag here of tricks. You've got your metal string trees that, you know, this is for my grandson. I will put Fender string guides or roller guides on there or something. I won't use these metal trees. Too much friction associated with that. Got your basic strap buttons, sorted screws, and your output jack plate. And then you've got these strings, which again, as I said in the unboxing, if you want to, you could just put those on it during your testing phase, and then when you get everything dialed in the way you want it to, then you can upgrade your strings to whatever string preference you have. That way, if you break a string or if you burn a string or something weird happens, you're not out a good string. Again, I mentioned that it comes with your basic cable and your Allen keys for the truss rod and for the saddle intonation adjustment. So that's everything in the box. I did off camera, I will do it here as well. The neck does fit in the neck pocket, so we got that going for us. Let's see if I can. So she's in there. Oops. But she falls out, so you gotta be careful. Don't let anything hit the floor. It does have play in it, so I'll have to look at this later and determine whether or not that warrants, if that's enough movement in my thought to put some kind of shim on either side of this neck, but it fits pretty good. I mean, it's not horrible. I'll tell you what, man. So here's my thought. My thought was, probably shouldn't do anything to this guitar except start sanding the body and doing the wood filler and, you know, moving on to paint and all that. And it's going to be like a week-long project, just, you know, a little bit every evening of the week or something, maybe a little bit more on Saturday. But anyway, I tell you what, man, I could throw this guitar together. It's probably a 20-minute thing. I could make a video of me doing that. Or I could just put it together and I could run some sound samples and you guys could hear it. Tell you what, I'll give you the post of this video is, I think it's September, feels like the 20th. It is, I don't know, 5 something Central Standard Time. If you want to hear sound samples before I start painting and upgrading parts, man, put it in the comments. Hey man, be great. Why don't you throw that guitar together and make a video? I'd love to see how you do that. I'll be glad to do that for you. I don't know if it's helpful or not. I don't know where everybody is on your guitar journey. Some of you are probably thinking, man, I can do that in my sleep. Others are thinking, man, I've never done anything like this before. So if that's where you are, and it would be helpful for me to go through step by step, and guys, look, I don't edit my videos. Unless the dog starts barking at a volume that is just uncontrollable, I'll edit that out. Everything else, what you see is what you get, man. This is me talking, this is the way I talk. There's no script. Sometimes there's a spec sheet so that I get the facts right for you. And again, I just went to Amazon and made that up, made the list up so I could read it off to you. But yeah, it just really, I don't know where you are in your journey. So if it would be helpful for me to do a step-by-step video of me putting this guitar together, I'll do that for you. Now, everything I was saying about editing is, if I make a mistake, you'll see it. If I break it, you'll see it. Yeah, there's no smoke and mirrors, man. If I run into a problem, you're going to see it. Speaking of problems, why don't we, as a last step, and while I'm doing this, man, just know I'm sincere. I'm just going to check the frets to make sure we're level. Oh, got a little bit of a high fret right here, but not in the middle. Yeah, both edges, but not in the middle. Interesting. Now, because that one's high, it's going to throw off my calculations of the other one. So I'm going to go down at the bottom and see what we got down here. I got a little bit of rocking here too, huh? I mean, that wasn't, I'm not sure if that was, yeah, I got rocking there. So we've got some frets to deal with. So now, what cannot be determined at this point. So let's say you bought this kit. You're going to give it to somebody for Christmas or something with one of those $29 amps. Hey, did you see the $29 amp vid I did? Man, I did a shootout of 3 $29 Amazon amps. Because now Christmas is coming here in the States, and so you may have Christmas gifts. You may have friends that you want to buy guitar gear for. You may have somebody in your family that wants to learn how to play. Just know that if you bought this and you put it together successfully, I know for sure we've got at least 2 high frets, and we may have more. Okay. Again, I can't take calculations because I already know there's a couple high ones, so that throws everything off. Shout out to 2Bike Mike who taught me that valuable lesson. So you could put it together, but you do have high frets. If you don't know how to adjust those or level those, then it could mean that whoever gets this guitar and puts it together is going to have fret buzz. That means when they fret a string on any fret, instead of hearing a clear note, you get more zzz, you get a little zzz with it. Zzz, zzz. And that's just pretty annoying. And so there's ways to get around that. If they're a new player, the string action could be higher. But if anybody is a guitar player and you like your action low, man, just know you're going to have to deal with the frets. You're going to have to figure that out. But again, sight unseen without strings on it. The one on this end was fairly minor. This one on both sides of the fret was a little bit more significant in my recollection. So yeah, man. So that's the Fesley Deluxe Edition. Is it worth $129? I don't know. You tell me. I guess it depends on what you're going to do with it. And if you've got somebody that's just starting, this could be good. But again, man, just cautionary tale about the unleveled frets here, because that could be problematic to their playing experience. Now, a lot of people would say, well, if they're brand new, they won't know the difference and it won't hurt them. Well, that's certainly true. The other thing is, if you're going to get them one of these little $29 Amazon amps and put it on the distortion channel, distortion will cover a multitude of sins on the fret buzz thing. Not that that's good though. I mean, because I play clean. And so I don't want fret buzz, and I wouldn't just say, well, just accept it. But again, so you're going to have to count the cost. Do you know how to level these? And if you don't, what would be your strategy for getting them leveled by somebody? And this will be my first time to work on copper frets. I've never done that before. I've done stainless steel and the normal kind of fret material, but never copper. So I don't know if that makes it harder or softer or what. But well, anyway, look, that's the journey so far with the Fesley Deluxe Edition. DIY Telecaster. And again, this is a project of mine, and so all the projects that I've done in the past are in the description below in different various playlists. And so feel free to check any of those out, particularly if you're thinking about buying a budget and upgrading it, or if you're thinking about buying a budget guitar for a family friend or just someone in your life. I've got plenty of videos out there that talk about the questions that you should consider. Is it worth it? Is there a resale value? What do you have to do to get it up to speed? So on and so forth. And so, well, hey, wherever you are in your guitar journey, man, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you. Y'all rock on with your bad selves. I'm going to go catch some dinner. Catch you cats later.